Coming up on this episode, I'll talk about how doing it for free could be the secret to your happiness. Trust me, it's an interesting one. Let's get into it. What's going on, beautiful people? This is the Perspective Chasers podcast, and I'm your host, John. On this episode, I want to talk about doing it for free. And yeah, that might not be an appealing title, but bear with me and give me a chance to justify my point. We're all chasing happiness in life, one way or another. And I think one of the easiest ways to tell if you're happy doing something is what you're willing to do it for. Now, if you're willing to do it for cheap, you probably like what you're doing. If you're willing to do it for free, you probably love what you're doing. So, depending on what it is you're doing, ask yourself why you're doing it. Ask yourself if you do it for free. Like, there's a lot of people that are doing things that they absolutely hate, and it provides a quality of life that makes them happy, and that's a bargain that they're willing to make. That's not going to be everybody's happiness. So ask yourself what yours is. And like I say, for me, the easiest way is ask myself what I do for free. What would I happily spend my time doing if it paid me nothing? And that's probably a dangerous place to start for many people, because life don't allow for that. I know mine hasn't. I've never had a point in my life where I've been able to think, cool, let's not worry about money, let's just explore life. And you don't have to wait for that scenario. You can always work within your means. So understand that if you've got a little bit of spare time, what do you do in that spare time? Do you just escape into whatever else? Games, books, movies? Or do you spend your time giving back to the community, creating music, doing art, whatever it is? How do you spend your time? What do you enjoy? If we could pursue these things a lot more, I think everybody would be a lot happier. I was thinking about this the other day, where it was like, how many people spend their life dedicated to like philosophy and this, that and everything else that ain't university professors or whatever else. Like, and again, I might just be getting history confused and looking at it through like rose-tinted glasses or whatever else. But if you used to look back at the times of like these great thinkers and these philosophers and everything else, they weren't working no 9 to 5. And even like great thinkers and philosophers these days, they tend to be professors and they still have a job to work. And I suppose that probably gets into the fact that they'd likely do it for free if they could teach and pursue those ideas. But that's for everybody. Like, there's so many people that enjoy working on cars and they'd happily work on a friend's car for free. Or pursue a life being a mechanic. It's not to say that it's going to be everybody's happiness, but if you genuinely enjoy working on cars and getting greasy, go for it. That's your happiness. And this is the thing with it, it's going to be different for everybody. Like, some people are going to be willing to paint somebody's nails and do somebody's hair for free. Other people are going to be willing to sit with somebody and talk with them deeply about life for free. Other people are going to sit there and happily run numbers or draw or make clothes, whatever it is. Everybody will have something that they would enjoy doing, paid or not paid. But that's what most people are kind of deterred from pursuing. They're told it's either too hard or nobody's ever going to pay for that or this or that. But when you stay on that road of pursuing what you truly are happy doing, eventually you get there. At least I think you do anyway. I'm hoping you do. Because money is not the be-all and end-all of things. So happiness far predates money. So how can money cause happiness? It's simply a byproduct. It's temporary. If all of the money disappeared in the world, would you be any less happy than you are now? Or would your stresses go away around money, this, that, and everything else? Understand that the reasons we do things are very easily tainted. And that's okay. Sometimes you've got to do what you don't want to do until you can do what you can. Until you can do what you do. That is a tongue twister, sorry. Sometimes you have to do what you don't want to do until you can do what you do want to do. There we go. We got there in the end. But if you're not willing to do that, if you're not willing to be uncomfortable for a little bit, do it for free. Then you'll never get paid for doing what it is. Or less likely to anyway. I don't like to never say never because you never know the possibilities out there. But again, the core idea of if you're willing to do it for free, you're probably pretty happy to do it. So if somebody pays you for it, you're going to be happier. Whereas if somebody doesn't pay you for it, you're not going to mind because you'd have done it for free anyway. Now, to apply that to doing something you don't want to do, if somebody pays you for it, you might be happy to do it. If somebody doesn't pay you for it, you definitely are going to be happy to do it. So what's causing your happiness? The fact of you being paid for it? Or the fact that it's not what you want to do? It's not what you enjoy? And again, I know it's not going to be easy. There's so many people that, well, I say so many people, I think everybody goes on this struggle, whether they know it or not, of what are they going to do to make them happy? Some people get their happiness from their career, some people get their happiness from their personal life, some people get their happiness from both. But everybody's different, and it's down to all of us to explore that. We keep getting sold ideas of other people's happiness instead of looking for our own ideas of happiness. Again, a lot of us feel like we're short on time. So if somebody else is going to say the road to happiness is over there, you're far more likely to take that road than look for your own. Because we ain't got time to look for our own happiness. But the truth is you do. You just have to start small. Start somewhere. Because if you don't start, you'll never get there. But if you do start, you at least stand a chance to get there. And that was a nice little flurry. But I hope the idea sticks. And I don't want to repeat that tongue twister again. So, yeah, do it for free, man. Like, it's not to say that it will pay off straight away, but when it does, the payoff will be so much better for you. You'll feel so much more better. And the better we each feel, the better the world will feel as a whole. The less stress and anxiety and unhappiness in the world, the better. So let's try to devote a little bit of time to look into what we would do for free and look into what would make us happy. Again, it's not to say that you have to do it for free. There might be somebody willing to pay you to practice. But the key is to start. If you're willing to do it for free, that's one less barrier. You don't have to find somebody to pay you to do it. So, yeah. I'm going to wrap this one up. The seed for this episode? Take some time and look at how you treat yourself. Not just on a day-to-day basis, but genuinely overall how you treat yourself. Personally, I neglect myself a lot. I carry around a lot of aches and pains and shrug it off because I'm John and I have to deal with it. Truth is, I shouldn't have to deal with it. There are things that I could do to alleviate my pain, and there's things that I could do to feel better overall. But I don't always do it. I look for easier roads. We're all guilty of it. So take some time and try to identify where you do the same to yourself. And by bringing it into your awareness, you start to want to work on it more, because it's no longer a problem ignored. And start there. That's where I'm starting. At least, that's what I'm trying to start. Anyway, all the best, and I'll catch you on the next one.